Okay, let's talk about what happens after you receive your NNAS report, because this part confused me a lot in my journey. Hi, I'm Titi, an internationally educated nurse who studied and practiced in the UK for over 7 years before completing my license successfully here in BC, Canada. I am a clinical nurse educator by role, and so I created this account to support all my internationally educated nurses and nurses on sharing my ideas of what I experienced, or sharing my experience, tips, tricks, what I did during my journey, just being a support and a community for all my internationally educated nurses. So in part one, this is part two. In part one, I shared my results, and I mentioned that my report came as somewhat comparable. I was like, okay, what does this mean? So it basically meant that I needed some support in some areas to be able to be comparable to Canadian nursing standard. It's my education, but there were just some areas I need to work on, and strengthen to practice safely here in Canada. So what I did once I got that, I had already created an account with BCCNM, because I'm going to talk specific for me. This is my experience, sharing my experience, and I'm in BC. So after I got my report, I connected with BCCNM and said, this is my report, forwarded it to them. And I'm not even sure if I emailed it or if NNAS emailed it to them. I honestly cannot remember now, it's 5 years ago. And then BCCNM reviewed my report and got back to me that I have to do some bridging courses. So they gave me a list of places I could do it. Well, I think there were two courses in KPU. There was a course at Trinity Western, and I think there was something else. So they gave me different options. They just said I have to complete those courses. Now, this is where everybody's journey is different. Some will be asked to complete a bridging program. Some will be asked to complete some courses. Some will be asked to complete some clinical practicum hours. So there's no two journey that's the same. Everybody is going to be different depending on the report. The NNAS report depends on the NNAS report that was sent to BCCNM or whichever province. That I didn't have to do any clinical hours, thankfully, but I had several friends that I know of that I had to cover over 350 hours of practicum, or 250 or 150. Like, everybody was different. It's all what BCCNM recommended. And funny thing is that I had a colleague who appealed it. She appealed, like, why do I need to do all these courses? Because I only had to do those, but I had people who had to do pharmacology. They had to do more courses that would take a longer period of time, and still had to do clinical hours. So I think they appealed it, but I don't know what the result was for that. So if you feel like I don't want to go through this stress, you can appeal it and see what BCCNM says, but I just didn't do that, so I can't really speak much to that. So once your report is out, the first step is connecting with your province, asking them what are the next steps, checking the programs that you could do. You start your registration process from there. I've said it several times, your NNAS is not a yes or no, it's not a result, it's just a report. Basically, I see it as, it says, okay, this is where we'll start, right? And then your journey is personalized to you. It's personalized to your experience, your education, whatever your nursing regulatory body recommends for you to do. All right, NNAS is not a yes or no. Even if it comes up as not comparable, you still connect with your nursing body. They will tell you the next steps to take. If you want me to do a part 3 where I talk about what the courses I took were, and what was the schedule, the cost, I think I can still remember that. I'll find that in my email. What the schedule, what the costs were, how I balanced it with family, because I had 2 little kids at that point. Comment part 3 if you want me to do a part 3 on what happened. Comment part 3. All right. Once again, it's Titi, your nurse bestie. Like, comment, share, tell a friend to tell a friend. If you're not a nurse, share with your friend who's a nurse. If you're not a nurse and you just like my vibes, hang around. Let's be friends, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye.